Do you think that we should treat animals as objects?
Yes, we should kill them.
Yes, we should, and humans too?
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah, which ones?
The criminals, rapists,
Okay.
people like that.
But
Don't
the
you agree with
animals
that?
are innocent.
Yeah, but we take the animals and we breed them so we can eat them. So we support the economy.
So if I bred innocent humans, can I treat them as maliciously as you treat these animals too?
How do I treat animals
You
maliciously?
send them to slaughterhouses, you use them as slaves and objects. Look, they're being raped, they're being enslaved. Are you against slavery and racism?
Yeah, obviously, are you not?
Amazing, of course I am, and that's also what turned me vegan, because I realized I don't see an ethically significant difference to the other animals. We didn't choose our skin color, did we? We have privileges, maybe even. We're educated, we're here well
That's
clothed.
great that you have personal choice, but everybody has personal choice, and I believe we should respect our choice.
Awesome. Should I respect the choice of rapists?
No, but
Awesome.
that's also completely different things.
No, it's not, because he's actually maliciously using someone else's bodies to his interest, just like you are maliciously using someone else's body to your interest. Where's the relevant difference that you wouldn't do it to humans, but you're doing it to animals?
But you cannot compare a human to an animal.
Of course I can. I just did. I can compare everything. That's just
You can
given
do
in the
anything,
logic.
but it's not rational.
It is very rational to make logical comparisons. Where's the ethically significant difference between a human and a non-human animal that justifies
Because a human
this?
can think rationally, and an animal just.
You seem to be proving the difference, so I can use you as a slave like you use the other animals who can't
But do you
think
believe I should
rationally?
you should use me as a slave?
No, of course
Yeah, I
not,
think
because
that.
you're a sentient human being. But I was
Exactly,
just
I'm a
following
human
your
being, I'm
logic.
not
You were
an
saying
animal.
that you are an
But
animal.
you just
are a
want to
grand
fight with
ape.
me.
What, pardon?
You just want to fight with me.
No, I don't. I actually just want to
stating
defend
you're
your
just being
victim. I'm
unreasonable.
standing between you and your victims at the slaughterhouse, and I'm saying, please, guys, please, you wouldn't do this with your hands. You wouldn't
My
go and rape a cow to steal her titty milk. I'm literally
Why not?
putting myself physically between you and these animal victims. Imagine someone did this to a dog or a human in front of your eyes. You would probably try to intercept and say, stop, you can have something vegan.
Not
Take
really.
food. Why not? I can
Why
go and
would I?
rape animals in front of you.
Why would you rape an animal?
Because animals are
Excuse
being
me, but
raped.
you're crazy.
Yes,
Rape animals.
Yes, look here. This is what happens. Animals are being raped to make more of them to steal their milk. It's actually not that funny. We're putting sperm that we stole from the male. Give me a minute. Yeah, these
I'm
animals.
giving you.
If you're saying that they're not being raped, I'm just telling you it's actually false information. These animals are being sexually abused.
Sexually abused?
Yes, look, stealing someone's milk against their consent is of course sexual abuse. Putting my arm into someone's butt without their
But why
consent
would you
is
put
sexual
your arm
abuse.
into someone's butt?
I don't think this is funny. This is a picture of a cow who is actually
I
being
think you're
artificially
funny, miss.
inseminated. I don't see where you're making an argument. If you're just
Where
calling
am
me funny, that's
where
not a
am I
good
making an
argument.
argument?
Yes, what's your argument for
Because
abusing
you are telling me
animals?
how you want to rape people, to enslave
Yeah,
people.
I
You're
don't.
not
I was
proving
just
a point,
following your
miss.
logic. I was making the point
No.
that you're not doing this to humans. You would agree that we're
Obviously,
against
because
racism.
that's wrong.
Amazing. Now, where's the ethically significant difference that we may do this to animals?
But I already explained to you. Just don't want to listen. You want to
No,
argue.
you just said that they're not
And you want to
rational.
film me and
Yeah,
stuff.
you can leave at any time. The animal victims cannot leave your violence at any time. So you're not the victim here, actually. But if you're just trying to make a point that you wouldn't do this to humans, I'm asking you still, and you haven't answered the question without making a fallacy.
Fallacy?
Yes, you said that the animals are not rational. Then I asked you if I
Yes,
may
did
eat
say that.
I may eat irrational people. Can I eat them? You said no.
No, you did not ask me this.
Yes, I did.
No,
I
I
asked
did,
you if
right?
I
Now
can
you
eat
did.
you if you're being irrational. Can I eat irrational
But-
people? Can I eat irrational?
crazy.
Can I eat
That's
irrational?
not
Are you
rational
gonna
thought.
are you gonna answer the question or not?
Okay, I said no because that's
Okay,
not rational
amazing.
thought.
But then you
Because you're
have.
talking about against
Yeah.
your selfness.
But if you say yes, you can eat irrational victims, and then I tell you we have
When did I
irrational.
say that?
You said we can
You said
eat
that animals are
irrational
being
animals.
bred and being
Yes. If I
developed
breed
to be
humans on the cognitive
To
level.
support the economy. Do you
Yes.
think
Yes.
poor people in
Yes.
underdeveloped countries
Yes.
should not be given the opportunities to
Yeah.
have food?
They would probably have
because of
more
that?
food if we had a plant-based food system, but that's beside the
No,
point.
they wouldn't.
If I
No,
had
they wouldn't.
if I had irrational people on the cognitive level of a cow, can I eat them? Can I breed them
course not,
for the
because they're
economy?
still people, miss.
But then you have what's a Widerspruch in English? Help me, Shoma. What's a Widerspruch in English?
Excuse?
No, a Widerspruch.
Negation.
No, there's a different word. Well, you can state something is right and wrong at the same time. It's a Widerspruch, and I don't know the word in English. But look, if you're
You
saying,
could say it's hypocritical.
That is,
Although
but
it might
that's
thought
one
it
part.
isn't.
But it is.
You're being hypocritical. It's
Why?
saying arguments that are not reasonable. That you want to enslave people. That
Yes.
you want to eat
I-
people.
I-
that
look,
you
no,
want to
I-
rape
no, stop,
people.
stop, stop,
And
stop.
you were just talking about
No.
against.
I did
you
not
in support
say-
of racism.
This
and in
I am.
support
I
of
did no.
rapists.
I think he can be our judge here. I never said that it is okay to rape, to be a racist. I'm just following your logic. We
my
would be allowed to do all these things because you said that we can use the animals because they're not rational, right? That was your argument.
Yes, I
Now,
understand that my argument.
if I take this argument and I put it on humans, following your logic, I can do all this, including rape, that you have still denied up to this point with irrational humans.
No, you cannot because you're taking my words out of context.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No,
Because I
you're
did not say that you can rape people or stuff
But
like
you're
this.
saying we can do this to animals because they're irrational.
Yes, but,
But then
are humans irrational?
But if I have irrational people, that's exactly but that's the thought experiment.
But
Are you denying hypotheticals now? Are you running away from the argument?
I'm not the one that's running
Yes,
against the
you are running away from a
You're just
hypothetical.
using not a real life example. You're just using hypotheticals.
Exactly, that's called a hypothetical, but that's totally valid in a debate, in an argument.
debate,
Of
okay.
course, we can test your thesis using a hypothetical argument. That's something very
Okay.
common to use. Now, let's just if you watch sci-fi movies, you're also watching a hypothetical, and you can think along and still have
Okay,
moral
but, you know,
judgment on these
but
scenes.
if we talk about sci-fi movies, we
Yes.
should talk about reality as a sci-fi movie. Then,
Yes,
then you can
exactly.
imagine that you are vegan, that nobody eats meat, but that's not the
No,
reality.
but I can't because that's a hypothetical. But you can still imagine. Now we can also imagine that we have irrational humans and we don't.
That's how reality
Look,
works. That's not how the world works. That's not
Even
how the
if
economy
it,
is.
even
That's
if
not
it,
how
if it,
you
if it, look,
do an
we
output.
actually have irrational humans. We have humans on the cognitive level of animals. You can't deny that. We have cognitively impaired humans. We have debilitated humans.
Do you really believe that
Can
you
you
should
stop? Can you stop
can-
that? Yeah.
Excuse me?
So you saying that this is not the reality. First of all, it would be valid if it weren't the reality. Second of all, we do have irrational humans on the cognitive level of animals. Would you be in favor of breeding them and of holocausting them like you do to the animals?
What I do, obviously not. But miss,
Amazing. Now, where's
miss,
the ethically
take a-
significant
just
difference?
look how I'm talking to you and how you are talking to me.
Yeah, you're constantly.
You're being aggressive.
No, I'm not. You can run away
Make some
anytime.
gestures.
This is aggressive. I'm
No,
holding my side.
You're telling me, can you please stop? Can you please stop? When I'm listening to you, you're not
No,
listening
you're
to me.
not. Okay. Anyways, you're making irrational arguments here because it doesn't make any sense to say that you wouldn't do this to humans,
It does.
but you do it to animals. But you don't seem to be willing to be open to the message of just not abusing animals. Veganism means just realizing that the animals are here with us, not for us. If you wouldn't do it to a dog, if you wouldn't do it to a cat, why do it to a cow or a pig or a fish? They feel, they have a central nervous system, and every sentient being deserves the right not to be abused as a commodity, as an object. That is the sense of veganism. I wish you to get well very, very soon. Have a great vegan day. Goodbye.
You see the lack of respect.
Yes. Why should I respect your choice to abuse animals? Why?
What is your point? To stop abusing animals?
Yes, of course.
But that won't stop.
Well, we can always try.
But it won't. But
So racism won't always stop, but that's not a justification for us to be racists.
What'd you say?
Racism will probably always be in some part of the world.
Yes,
Can
of
we
course.
can we use that as an excuse to also be racist, or should we stop racism and try our best to stop it?
Obviously not. But those are some
Amazing.
different things.
No, but
Racism-
please be open for this for one
No.
thing. This is racism. This is called
I'm
speciesism.
open for your decision to be a vegan, but you should be open to my decision, to
That's,
live my life.
look, in my ears, that sounds like I'm open for you not abusing animals, but you should be open for me and tolerable of me abusing animals for trivial needs.
No, you should be tolerable to all people. Because
So I should tolerate
you're currently-
rapists of
you're-
animals.
No, you're currently
But
being
this-
discriminative towards the people
I
that
am
eat meat.
not. This is like literally telling a rapist saying you're being discriminative of somebody who wants to abuse someone else's body for their
Obviously,
pleasure.
obviously it's not. Because,
adorable,
Okay, do you think you
really.
can put on the same line people that eat meat and just live their life with rapists, murderers,
Well,
serial killers?
Yes, once you
Yeah, you
understand,
can.
once you understand the implications
I mean,
of
if you think so,
Will
that
you let me
there is no
speak, or
point of
if
us having
you're
this conversation
asking me
through
questions
anything, so.
and you don't want my answer, then I
Aren't
can
you
leave.
doing
That's
the
what I look. No, actually not. I let
Really?
you speak your points, but you're not letting me
That's just
speak my
not true.
point. Now you asked me if I wanted to put humans who rape other humans and people who actively know what's happening to animals and rape them at the same level. And yes, the thought process
People
of
who eat meat.
you won't let me talk. See,
Okay,
every single
I'm really
sentence,
sorry. I'm sorry.
every
Please-
time.
Please don't.
So somebody who knows the consequences of buying animal products, that animals are being bred into an existence of slavery, into bodies that are overly commodified and abused, abusing them every day, stealing them away from their family and abusing them as slaves and killing them, someone who realizes that and now, after the conversation, I do hope that you made this realization that animals are being raped for dairy, they're being raped for meat, they're being abused as slaves. If you understand that and know the implications of consuming these products, then you are in no way different to someone who says, they're just blacks, they're just women, I can use their bodies for my pleasure. That's what you say to animals. One thing is just racism and the other is just speciesism.
Well, if you think so, there's really no point of us having this
Exactly.
conversation.
Well, then
because-
give me a counter argument where I made something wrong and what your justification is for abusing
because
animals.
you cannot put on the same line a person
Why
that
not?
eats. Okay, now you're not letting me speak.
Why not?
You're not
You're
letting
not
me
giving me
speak.
the answer though.
You're not letting me give you the answer.
Give it.
Okay, give it. Have some respect in the first place. Second, you cannot put on the same line person that eats meat and person that rapes and kills people.
Why not? You
Because it's not the same.
Why not? I'm
not
asking
the
it 10 times. You're not giving me an answer. Why not? Why not?
Because it's not the same. One is
Why
committing,
not?
one is if you let me speak, I'm gonna
You're
tell you why
stating
not.
the same
No, I'm
sentence
not.
again and
You are
again.
the one that speaks like a Latina that's just stating the same stuff.
Why is it
I'm gonna
not
tell
the
you,
same?
It's not the same. It is not the same because one is a criminal act, one is abusing children, one is being racist, one is discriminative, which you're being right now. You're being discriminative to people that just
So
eat
cute.
meat and provide themselves with protein. Yeah.
So I can do that with humans, provide myself with protein. If it were legal, then it would be okay.
Do you want to do that?
If it were legal, were that okay?
Obviously not,
Obviously
because there are
not.
some moral grounds, but it's just not the same.
But then you have a Widerspruch, and I still don't know that word in English. Can you please?
Paradox?
No, please look it up. It's important. Look it up. Yeah, that doesn't work.
I mean, if you cannot
It's a
have an
fallacy.
argument.
It's an argument.
Okay, we have to go, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice having this conversation with you.
You just said
I
that one
hope-
is legal and the other is illegal. That's the only point that you made, which is a fallacy. Yes, you
I'm saying
did.
that you in fact are being
Where's the
hypocritical.
ethically significant difference here?
Contradiction.
Yeah, it's a contradiction.
Contradiction.
A contradiction.
No, I'm saying that you cannot put a murderer and a person that eats meat on the same line.
And I ask you again, why not?
Because murderer is committing crimes towards humans,
Right.
towards children,
Yeah.
towards women, towards
Yeah.
blacks, as you say,
Yes.
towards Asians, being racist.
Yes, amazing. But
Yeah.
why is that a criminal, a bad act to you? Not with animals. That's the question that I'm asking again and
Because
again.
this is part of our economy, part of the way we live, part of our traditions.
Okay.
Because, as I said earlier, animals are not conscious. They cannot
Not
think
true.
rationally.
Not necessarily true. It depends on the animal and it depends how you find
Okay,
rationality.
they
but-
cannot think rationally.
Yeah, but-
And your argument to that
Yes.
was completely contradictional.
No.
Contradictional, yes, it was, if you let me speak. You say that if we have people that are autists, for example, that cannot think rationally, we should kill them.
No, I didn't
That
say
is
we should.
crazy.
I asked
That
if
is
I
crazy
may.
an argument.
I
It's
asked if I
crazy
may.
to say that and to insist that we should do that.
I'm so sorry that
And
you really
again,
have
you
no
pushed on the
basic
line.
idea
I
of
have no
logic,
basic
and I
idea.
wish you to get very well soon.
You're the one that
Yes.
cannot speak English right now. That's
Do you think that we should treat animals as objects or respect them?
Respect them, of course.
Respect them, amazing. Can I respect someone and eat their luscious belly?
What?
Can I respect someone and eat their belly?
If he still has a belly,
Yes. Can I respect you and eat your belly?
I have a belly.
Can I respect you and eat that? And slaughter you? No. Can I respect you?
I don't. It means I don't have a willpower to take the belly in.
I don't care about your belly, but can I respect you and treat you like you treat the animals at the slaughterhouse?
Yeah.
Is that respectful? If I ate you, if I raped you, if I stole your children, your milk, your flesh? Is that respectful?
I know what is the politically correct answer, but of course.
What is the politically correct answer?
Oh, we should respect everything, and we should not slaughter animals.
Amazing. So what's stopping you from being vegan? Do you know what that term means?
Hey, what's stopping for being vegan?
Yes.
In some way, let's talk about the laws of nature.
So if I'm
It used to
stronger
be-
than you and you're annoying to me,
the
I can
laws
hit
of
you and eat
nature-
you.
The laws of nature
Yeah,
was
amazing. I love
in the
that.
nature. Why don't you accuse the lions
Yeah.
for eating the sheep?
Well, the lion does not have a moral compass in a supermarket where he could make reflected choices, but you could, right? Or are you a wild animal stuck in instinct who wants to go and rape everyone now? Because the animals do it too, you know?
You are right. Right now, we sort of make a moral judgment when we see an animal which we assume it has a brain. We treat them. For example, the cow, we don't assume has a brain.
I do assume it has a brain. That's why I respect sentient beings, and I also don't rape cows for their dairy.
Let's talk about me. I think, on the other hand, really the pigs, I think they have brains. If you brought the pigs up, and especially now I hear the octopus. The octopus is one of the smartest animal. They find so.
Even
the
if you're a
moment-
really
the moment
stupid
you-
animal, you shouldn't be used as an object.
You see, when you go, you see things that don't talk. For example, we know that fish, they don't talk.
They have a central
And we
nervous
assume,
system.
You actually treat them similar to plants. So
I
the question
don't.
is, where is the line between plants?
Central nervous
and
system.
animals.
A central nervous system. Would you say it's the same if I pick up a lily and I kick a dog? Is it the same?
A dog, we ascribe some humanity to it.
That's
We love
great,
it.
but there's a difference between picking a flower and kicking an animal, right?
The line is not that clear.
Could you please answer the question if there is a difference between me picking up a flower and kicking an animal? Would you stop me from picking a flower, or would you rather stop me from kicking an animal, and why?
But you know, I will also stop you for picking up a flower.
No, well, that would make you a massive hypocrite and very
that's
irrational,
not,
because that's like saying the ground has feelings. There is no central nervous system.
Can we agree that it's all a question of where the line is?
Okay, so I'm going to eat humans with a bit of a belly because that's my line. Does that make sense as a rational line?
There are rational lines and there are not rational lines.
Right,
You know, it's
so
not,
drawing a line between and saying the plant is the same as an animal is not a rational line.
let's take things to extreme.
It's not extreme, it's just the
Let
logical.
me give you the extreme. Really, I mean, it's almost, you know, I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
that if you lived in the 12th century, okay, you will not assume that black people, it's okay to have them as
Exactly, and you are like a racist back then, a slave owner to the animals. Exactly, you're making a great point. It's like racism to animals.
As time passes, we change.
But you seem to don't.
And I say there is the lines now. You are trying to push the line, but let me
pushing
tell
the
you,
line,
I
yes.
think that you are right now. If you try to push the line too fast, you don't succeed.
Okay.
You have to push it gradually.
Thank you for criticizing my way of activism, but we can both agree that it's not very rational that you use animals as objects if you would never do it to humans, right?
I think that right now there are animals that we don't put people in jail for killing them.
But it doesn't make
But
sense.
but there are animals that we will.
Yes.
You know, if you go and kill
A dog or a cat?
a dog, a cat, I'm not sure.
Okay, but where's the relevant difference to the cows? It's like you're being a racist. It's called speciesism.
We started to talk about respect.
Yes.
I respect your activism.
Of course you do, because I respect the animals and I go ahead and try to defend
And
them
I'm
from
an
your
animal, and
violence.
you respect
My
me. Thank you.
activism means
Hey, my friend,
defending your victims from your violence. But I do not respect your actions because you are putting these animals into the slaughterhouse. You're treating them as slaves. There's nothing to respect about that.
You said it to the record, and now I need to go.
Yeah, the animals
Thank
cannot
you.
leave anytime. You can leave anytime.
Okay.
Yeah. Have a great vegan day and get well soon. You're pushing the line too far. I want to eat dogs too. The plants feel pain. The lion though, the lion. The lion. Grrr.